Up next, it's Harlan Friedman, and today we're going to be talking about tennis and radio. Not sure what the connection is yet. So what have you been up to? What's going on in your world?
I'm back. How you doing?
I'm back too, doing fantastic.
Good.
Been traveling a lot. Went to London, Geneva, New Mexico, Miami, St. Louis. I've just been a little bit here and there, but right now, glad to be here with you in the studio again.
Excellent.
And I know you were playing tennis. You're like this high-ranking, amazing tennis player, some tennis model. So catch us up a little bit.
Yeah. So I got, as you know, I was a high school tennis star.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd given up playing for a long time. And then I really, about 3 years ago, I was watching Wimbledon finals with a couple of friends, and I said, why do I ever stop doing this? Let's when this is done, we'll put the beverages down and we'll go out and let's hit the ball around tonight. So we did, and ever since then, I was totally addicted again. It was like I was back in high school again. All I wanted to do was play. So last year, I got really involved with the USTA, and I won their Court Blue model search. So they were looking for, they didn't want to use Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal again for everything. So they wanted like 4 normal tennis players who are USTA members. And they picked us to be the spokespeople for their new line, Court Blue. So, we went down to Florida and had a great shoot and everything and, got the clothes and all that kind of stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And then I just took that experience and kept going. And I volunteered for the U.S. Open last year. And it was amazing. I got to help out. I got to help out with USTA Serves and spreading their message about how they bring tennis to all the different markets and urban communities around the country. I got to meet a lot of players. I had a whole bunch of fun, and I also tried qualifying for the tournament.
Yes,
yeah.
And you were really close. I mean,
yeah.
you're a good player. What do you think is your strength? Is it your backhand? I don't know much about tennis. Like, what makes you as good as you are in tennis?
I have a decent forehand, but my awful backhand kind of evens it out.
Okay.
So we're
you're working on that. You're working
there.
on the deficiency in that part of your game.
Yeah, totally.
And with any sport, it's always a challenge. You always want to just keep improving. I don't think anybody ever walks out and says, "Oh, I play the perfect game," or I'm the best golfer in the universe. In fact, golfers have it really bad because golfers never think they had a good game.
No.
I've never seen anybody come off a course and be like, "Yeah, that was a great game." Rarely, really rarely.
Yeah, totally.
So are you kind of like that with tennis? Do
Yeah,
you weed yourself out a little bit?
Very much. It's the one sport, if you read Andre Agassi's book, he says that it's the one sport where you can be totally crazy because it's by yourself. You're screaming at yourself on court, and for him in front of 60,000 people, it looks like a madman. But it's okay because it's tennis and it's
it goes
acceptable.
with it.
If you do it on the street in the city, you get arrested. But if you're on a tennis court, it's fine.
It's tennis. Yeah. And when you were watching Wimbledon and decided to play, did you use the grass of your front yard? Were you playing on grass at that time or no?
I wish.
Okay.
I wish I had that kind of.
There you go. Yeah, you can vote like me. Now, so how did tennis relate into radio? What's going on with your radio deal now?
I used to be in radio. I was on the air on WLIR in New York for 8 years, and I also programmed the station, and it was like my love. And then the station actually flipped formats, so it was like, what do we do now? So, I did what anybody should do. I kind of went around for a while. I worked with an amazing newspaper on Long Island called the Long Island Press, a weekly alternative, and I was there for about 3 years and did some great things with them. I started working with a company called the Prince Group, opening restaurants in the city, and they were, everybody I touched, you got something amazing from.
Yes.
Kind of like this show. It's like, it's like.
Thank you.
And but then at the end of the day, it's like my heart is still like, that radio thing that I got to get back into it. So a friend of mine called me up. He has an online station called Next Wave Radio, and he's like, why don't you just start doing your show again? So I did. And
Great.
Then about 2 weeks, I got calls from about 3 other radio companies. We didn't know you were back into this. You wanted to do this. I was like, oh, we're just developing our own thing now. So the show's back up and going. I brought back the Tri-State Sound Showcase, the concert series. So we're going to be doing concerts all over, like the Tri-State area, like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and just going to get back to breaking new bands and helping other people fulfill their dreams by putting them on the radio. And just getting it out there.
Absolutely, and that's why we have such a synergistic friendship and relationship, because when you were talking about back in the day when you were doing the programming directing, I used to come to you with my weekly radio show, Indies Insider, every week. I'd drive out there and I'd be like, "Here, Harlan, here's the show for the week."
And it was the nicest hour of my week.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're making me blush. But so that's really what you're doing is you're helping other people fulfill their dreams too. You're bringing something that's allowing these bands to get exposure, to get listeners, and to really live it up. And so what's the name of that again? It's Tri-State?
It's Tri-State Sound.
Okay.
There's a link to it on our website here. And there's also, if you go to WLIR.FM, it's a tribute website to the radio station WLIR.
That's
Get
cool.
all the information there.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you back. So we'll be talking
too.
a little bit over the next few weeks about, you know, we'll be at some of your events, of course, and
Definitely.
covering those, doing like the red carpet kind of thing. And I'll be having my earplugs in, you know, because the music is a little loud sometimes. I mean, I love it, but, you know.
Loud.
Yeah, it's okay to get loud.
Yeah.
And I'll be singing, I'll be dancing. So if you'd like more information and you want to check in with Harlan, you can always write to him at liveituptvshow.com.